From a town nobody cares about comes a podcast filled with topics and stories from two guys with no limits, no filter, and a whole bunch of nonsense. Broadcasting throughout the multiverse and to galaxies far, far away, thanks to the power of the internet. Here are your hosts, Blake West and Andrew Waddle. These guys right here.
It's too late now.
What?
We're started, right?
Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah, we're started.
You do the intro.
I'll do the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast of Thunder and Rock and Roll. I'm your host, Blake West, with Andrew Waddle and our esteemed guest.
Aaron.
Or Leroy Smith.
Or just AJ.
AJ. We'll
the other AJ.
The other AJ.
Oh, man, that's going to be confusing.
Yeah.
The other guy.
I'll be AJ1 and you be AJ.
These guys right here and this other guy right here.
One and AJA. I like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because then we're both first the AJ.
Exactly, yeah.
So there's no first, second.
Yeah. A and then one. That's hilarious. Yeah. We could do Leroy. Thanks, Leroy.
God.
Yeah, I actually need to hear the story about why your name is Leroy.
Oh, man. That's a whole shit. I don't even really remember. So I used to work at this shitty job that I guess shall remain nameless. And it turned me into like the biggest stoner ever. Like I used to smoke weed 24/7. You know, I still smoke, but like not all day, every day. You know what I mean? And I was on 4chan and I came across this picture of this dude that just like looks really freaky, and I think you know exactly who it is, my old profile pictures. And I just like created this entire like life story. Like I just stared at my phone for literally about 20-30 minutes high as shit and just created this dude's entire life story. And then like, so I turned my profile into Leroy Smith and like tricked people. Like I would go to parties and tell people like, hey man, if it's not too much to ask, could you have my friend Leroy? He's moving back to East Liverpool. You know, he got shipped off in elementary school. We were like best friends. He lived with his dad in like Compton. He's back, you know, graduated and just visiting his Liverpool friends. He's a good dude. And like people would believe this dude was real. And I would like describe his mannerisms and like have all these like life stories just like off the fucking top of my head. Just like, oh yeah, I remember this one time we were fucking, you know what I mean? I don't know, just make some shit up, you know?
Yeah.
So that's Leroy. That's the saga. And then I tried to change my name back, but it said like I had to use my real name. So better go get my license changed.
Facebook said that his real name is Leroy. So
yeah, I tried to change it to Leroy. AJ West, and they were like, "Sorry, you need to use your real name for Facebook." And I was like,
"I guess it's Leroy Smith."
Yeah.
Yep. Shit.
Yeah. I remember you did that, and you would like troll people, and I had people ask me like, I see you're friends with this Leroy Smith guy.
Dude, Dan Doverspike, rest in peace. He booked us. He told me it was just half curious to see what this dude looked like in person. So that's half the reason we got into old haunts. Yeah.
That's funny. I had no idea.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So he sees you in person. He's like, wow, that's not at all what I thought.
He's like, is that you? Okay. He's like, okay.
That's really funny. That's really funny.
So, now that we're into it, we're here for episode 6. It's our first episode with a guest.
Yeah.
And I didn't talk to Blake about this beforehand, but I think we're going to call this episode 6, Return of the Cacti.
I'm cool with that.
No reason. Just cacti sounds funny.
Yeah. Cacti.
You know? Like
Return of the Cacti or Cacti?
Whichever the audience wants to decide that it is.
Because a cacti would be...
I'm probably going to put it as
wearing
cacti.
A tie. Cat wearing a tie, you wearing a tie that has a cat on it.
A cat wearing a tie holding a cacti.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Man, I smoked half a bowl before I came down here, and I'm having a hard time following that.
He's just like, nah, man.
Yeah. I'm tired, man. I was up late as fuck last night. Do you watch UFC at all?
I don't.
Yeah, I was up watching. It was a super card, 3 title fights last night, so I was up till like 3 a.m.
I watch them sometimes, like, Some friends will come over and we'll watch it, and like I'll be like, hey, I know that move, you know, because of jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
But like unless it's like McGregor or like someone like really well known, I have no idea who these guys are.
Israel's pretty well known, but he's not like America
That's
famous.
The real
like,
skinny guy that's like undefeated or something.
Well, he was until last night.
Oh,
Jan Blachowicz took it to him, man.
Yeah.
It was a good fight. No shit. Yeah, Polish power, man.
Oh man. I have no idea.
Yeah.
And that Valentina girl, I like her.
Valentina Shevchenko's a bad motherfucker, man. Yeah.
I watched that fight. She had the crucifix and was just beating.
Yeah, and she's a known striker, and she's doing that to girls. How fucking incredible is that?
You say looks like a deer, has like long limbs.
No, baby deer legs is a term I use when someone gets clipped and they get wobbly when they get hit with an equilibrium shot.
Yeah, no, yeah. I knew that.
One time, I remember, you remember when we used to play that place called the Vortex?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was like, 20, 19, 20, fucking edgy, tough guy, you know what I mean? You remember how I was.
Yeah.
Fucking, I had Mike punch me in the face before we go on stage, man. I may or may not have been drunk as shit. And he's like, dude, seriously? And I'm like, yeah, you ain't gonna do nothing to me, man. And he straight punch right to the jaw, and my fucking legs went whoop. And I was like, oh shit, thanks, man. He's like, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Dude, I wasn't right for that whole set. My legs were weak as fuck. I was afraid to jump around.
Mind you, the whole time after you do that, he walks away like, I'm not crying. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not crying.
No, you could tell I was wobbled.
Yeah.
So baby deer legs, that's what I call it. It's just what it feels like. Your legs get turned to jelly a little bit.
Yeah. Damn.
Dude, the Vortex built a new stage.
Did they?
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, we haven't played. Well, shit. I think the last time I was there was probably 2011, 13.
It was probably more like 13. Yeah.
13.
Unless you count playing with us.
Well, then, yeah. Well, no, that was the last time I was there when I played with you guys.
That was when they had the really high stage.
Yeah.
And Trent got real drunk and for his solo got up on top of one of the speakers. So it's already a high stage. And then he got up on top of the speaker. And I'm just sitting down like during his solo because I would do that. I would just sit down and be like, and I look over. And if I wouldn't have went up and grabbed his shirt,
he might have fucking really hurt himself.
He was going to go.
Fucked himself up.
He was leaning. He's playing his solo, leaning forward.
Yeah, no, I remember that stage. It's it's kind of an awkward stage too.
It was a good at least 6 feet, right?
Oh yeah.
I did not quite 6 feet. Yeah, probably
maybe
maybe 5 feet. Yeah. It was up there, man.
I did a backflip off that stage.
How was that?
Damn.
It was scary.
Yeah.
Not as scary as I used to do it at the Outpost off their little wall.
Oh, I remember.
I would balance on that wall.
I remember that wall.
That was terrible.
I stood on that wall once or twice. We played there. We played one decent show there, that Michael Graves show, but my lower back kept tightening up. I remember that. I was so disappointed, but we did fine.
We had a good crowd reaction.
Yeah,
to that.
That was like the first time we had like a full crowd with a pit and like a lot of people there that we don't know most of the people. You know, what I mean? that was like maybe the first or second time that's happened to us actually.
That was us. We played there for Escape the Fate, and it was
that was fucking packed. Yeah, seriously.
You ever hear of a band called The Ongoing Concept?
Uh-uh.
Dude, I think you'd like them actually. They're kind of like they're a mix between punk and my type of metal. Yeah. Like they're crazy. Yeah. Like they're nuts. And I had no idea who these guys were, and this dude, like, they started their set, like, it wasn't even like they got a song or two deep. They started, and the singer runs and does, like, a front flip with a twist out into the crowd, and he never went back on stage the rest of that show. He was out in the crowd. He was grabbing chairs and bouncing around on the ground. Like, dude, he was with a wired mic.
Yeah.
Like, I would say the
craziest,
craziest band I've ever seen. It was at Ozfest 2006, the first and only Ozfest I've ever gone to. The band was called Bad Acid Trip.
I remember you telling me about them when we were kids.
Was it a bad acid trip?
I mean, I've never taken acid, but if I did, yes, it would probably be like the singer. Like, I don't even know what he was doing. He was nuts though. Like, he would go and hide behind the amps to like peek out and like look at you, and then he would like do like a flip over it and tackle his guitar play. Like, I don't know what he was. It was like 2006. Like, oh, we're at Ozfest, gotta be edgy.
Yeah,
but like he was nuts. He was nuts.
Probably. I'm trying to think.
I feel like we should be playing cards right now.
Yeah.
The roughest band I've probably seen is
I Summon Dark Magician.
I was saying Bustin' Spades.
I think Crowd Deterrent has to be.
Yeah. Easily.
The night that I saw them, it wasn't that wild, but I mean, just overall resume.
Was that
It's between them and then like King 810 had a really rough pit.
Was that at Summer Hate?
No, it was they were Race Riot for that night. That was punk rock night.
Oh, okay.
So, and then the next night they headlined as Crowd Deterrent. I'm pretty sure they headlined the next night. Wisdom in Chains played I think it was called Old School Night actually.
Oh, nice.
Wisdom in Chains played.
Wow.
Race Riot played. Rabid Reason played.
Oh, man.
It was a really good fucking show.
Man, that's a really good lineup already.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know half those bands.
Yeah.
I know King 810.
Yeah,
I have
King
seen them.
810.
They do have a pretty
I saw them
pit.
open for Tech 9 in Pittsburgh.
That's weird.
That's how. Yeah, I walked in because like Tech 9. I'm not crazy about Tech 9, but my dude hit me up. He's like, "Hey man, I got a ticket," and I'm like, "Fucking."
Yeah,
go
we saw
see
him
some
at
booty shaking at Tech 9, drink some beers. Fuck it, I got nothing else going on today.
Yeah, we saw him at a show in Columbus. I can't remember what it's called. It's not called it anymore.
Who, King A10?
Oh.
No, Tech 9 was there.
Oh.
Man, why can't I remember what it's called?
Didn't
I've
it?
been there like 3 times.
At Columbus?
Yeah.
What's that,
It's the
American
big one.
Eagle thing?
It's
The American
last
Eagle
year it was
fucking-
Sonic Temple. Before
know
that, Rock on the Range. That's what
Oh, I
it's
got you.
called.
Did
Rock on the
they
Range.
did King A10, didn't they like chill way the fuck out now?
I don't know. They definitely did like that criminal element image
Yeah.
type thing. I don't know how much of that was theater, you know?
Right,
But,
because I know they were
you
from,
never
like,
know. They're
what,
from Flint,
right?
Yeah, they're from Flint. But
Yeah.
you know, that I know the last thing that I heard from them was that like when the water went out in Flint, by the way, it's still out. They went over, like they bought a bunch of cases of water and like all their dudes, like they all dressed up in King 810 gear and just handed out water to
Hey.
left water on people's porches.
Yeah,
and
I would.
it made the news and shit like that. I'm pretty sure they even had a new album come out not too long ago. I'm kind of over it, you know.
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah.
good. I just like, okay, you know.
I get it. You're mad.
Yeah.
So I just got an idea for the topic hat, but instead of putting it in the topic hat, let's just go ahead and talk about it.
Okay,
So you kind
let's
of
do
brought it up, but what would you say the roughest pit you've ever been in was?
Shit. Most like wild crazy pit I've been in. Fuck. That's a good one. Probably the roughest pit I was in, like pain wise, was Amon Amarth in Pittsburgh.
Jesus.
I was like one of the smaller dudes in the crowd.
Oh,
in that
I've
pit.
been in an Amon Amarth
Yeah,
pit.
it's
I
fucking
understand.
nuts. Yeah, like you get a bunch
Yeah.
of fucking like methed up white trash dudes that are like 6'8",
that have
and like
Mountain Dew
and are
tattoos
hard
and
drug
stuff,
ripped.
yeah.
You know what I
Oh.
mean? Yeah, and it's just like that's probably the most like just like overwhelming pit I've been in. But like
Can
probably like the
imagine.
like just straight up wildest, probably a trash talk pit.
Oh yeah,
Trash talks pits go pretty fucking hard.
I'd say mine was Lamb of God.
Lamb of God, yeah.
Remember, I think they played Black Label, and I was in there, and I was like, "Rah!"
Yeah.
And then some dude with no neck and was like walking
Yeah.
like that got in for now you have something to die for. I'm like, all right, that's my cue to
That's my
leave.
cue, yeah.
So I only got to be in a Lamb of God pit once, and it was at Rock on the Range, out on the concrete while it was raining.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
That sounds
What song
not fun.
was it?
I went as soon as they started playing.
Oh,
So
yeah. They could open with
yeah,
anything.
it wasn't obviously like Laid to Rest or Redneck or anything, but
Yeah.
yeah, as soon as they started playing, I was on my way to the pit.
They're so heavy.
Dude, they're sweet. I would say for me, I break mine into 3 categories. So like my like biggest, most brutal pit probably goes to Whitechapel or Job for a Cowboy, for the same reason that every time I go into that pit, I'm definitely the smallest dude in that pit.
Yeah.
Like,
I went to a Cannibal Corpse pit during Mayhem Fest, but those are a little different. Like there's
Yeah.
like the stadium crowd, but then there's like the club crowd that's
Yeah.
like they make a fucking sport out of moshing almost.
Yeah.
Like you see the most
Yeah.
entertaining shit at like Cativo or fucking like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of that's where but yeah, I mean, as far as like big show, yeah, probably Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
That's a rough pit.
new
you know?
Whitechapel and Job for a Cowboy, I would definitely say
I
are
could
the
say
most
it.
brutal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then like before they became Pussy Pop, Bring Me the Horizons pits were always just nasty.
Yeah.
Like they were always constant and like fun
Yeah.
and like good to be in.
Yeah.
But the wildest, you're gonna look at me weird when I tell you this. Fucking Taking Back Sunday,
Really?
dude.
Huh.
Nick Ordick used to tell me about their pits, and I'm just always like, dude, it's fucking Taking
Yeah.
Back Sunday.
Yeah.
And then I finally like got in the crowd once for him, and I'll tell you what, these motherfuckers go nuts
Really?
for Taking Back Sunday.
I surprisingly rough pit for me was Leftover Crack.
I
That
know.
was
I was
that was
about to
surprisingly.
mention that
It wasn't
too.
like
Leftover
hard, but it
Crack
was like
was-
really. It was high paced. I would say. Is the
Yeah,
best way to put it.
they're yeah. I
Yeah.
almost mentioned that because it was tied up there with that Lamb of God one that I was in. But
I mean, it
Leftover
wasn't
Crack,
super rough like that, but it was like I wasn't really
They
expecting.
had a bunch of oogles and crust punks that are in there. Like,
yeah,
they're the best band. I'm like, yeah, they're okay, you know.
Yeah.
But
I would say
there's some boxing falls out of their pocket.
Yeah.
Shit.
my 2 most memorable pits is one Warped Tour Attila played, and they got the circle pit to go from the front of the stage all the way back around the sound thing.
Wow.
Damn.
But that's where they wanted to go. It kept going. They ended up going around some of the merch tents too.
Yeah.
So they had this huge circle pit going.
That's fucking.
Dude, it
That's
was like
pretty cool.
running a mile marathon just to be in this circle
That's
pit.
a bit
All right,
excessive.
I'm done with this.
Like, yeah, I think I made it once around and was like, like
Yeah.
You still get in the pit? Well, when the world opens back up.
Yeah, I'll still go.
See, I don't. I always say I won't. I don't want to, but then there's like certain bands I'll play with and shit where it's
Black
just like,
Mask.
yeah.
It's
There's just
so-
certain
I
bands that like.
you just get violent when they play. You
Yeah.
have
I
to.
don't.
You
I
have
don't,
to.
I don't
Yeah.
much when
Ringworm.
we play. Like we haven't played in a while, and I don't know when we will get to play again. But if we play, I don't much because I don't want to get hurt.
Right.
But like if I go to a show, I go to mosh.
Even if I'm going to a show, I generally don't want to. But it's just certain bands. It's like I'm not moshing tonight, and then they start playing. I'm like, fuck.
yeah,
I'm gonna
you
punch
know,
someone in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even that. Not that.
No,
but-
okay, I take that back. The craziest one I was in, Violent Offense. I got punched in the ear by the
Yeah.
singer.
The singer broke my nose.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Jeez.
that's
Yeah.
that's one.
He
that's-
came over right to me and just went bow
Yeah.
right in the side of my head, and I'm like,
Oh, man.
okay, well, that was really shitty of you, but yeah,
That's from that kind of world, though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They come from like that crowd killing. They're like a crowd killing punk rock band, so you don't really.
Yeah.
But the band's name's fucking Violent Offense. If you
Well-
get hit at that show, you can't really. I remember
mean, I
when he broke
wasn't-
my nose, I was pretty because he like grabbed and just like out of nowhere, like I was standing up front for them, like
Oh,
dude,
that
I
was at the
fucking love
warehouse,
Violent
wasn't
Offense.
it?
Yeah, I love Violent Offense. And they start their first song. The singer does like the first line, turns and looks at me with his mic hand, and like down knuckles straight on my nose like 2 or 3 times, twisted my nose up. I fucking walk away, gushing blood, like I'm blind for a second. And I'm pissed. I'm screaming. I'm like, I'm real mad. And then I'm like, you know what? Like, I was pissed for a minute, but then I was like, you know what, dude? I was standing up front for a band called Violent Offense and got my nose broke.
Yeah.
Like, what am I sitting here bitching
that's like
about?
standing up front for
That's kinda-
G.G. Allen
it's
and
kinda
going, I
on
got
me,
pissed
isn't
thrown
it?
on me.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. It's kind of on me
Yeah.
at this point. You know what I mean? So
that was
yeah, I got over it pretty
nasty
quick.
show. That
was a
show
great
was
show.
was awesome.
One of my favorite.
I love the
shows.
picture they have of Austin where he's like hanging from the
Hanging
rafters.
from the rafters, yeah,
that
that's
was
fucking crazy.
Oh, dude, that show was
Yeah.
awesome.
That was the show. That was supposed to be our last show, and I just loved it so much that here I am now 7 years later.
yeah.
You know, that was 26. That was. I think we've only had like one last show ever, and that was it. And like immediately we made a status like, never mind.
Yeah.
We're not breaking up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I've been
that was-
I've been at this. It's kind of crazy to think about. Like over 10 years, I've been playing music, but I've like really been playing out almost 10 years, and I've been touring for like 5 years.
Yeah,
You know?
dude, that's nuts. Which, by the way, I'm sure everyone has kind of caught on a little bit, but Aaron here is the vocalist for Nervous Aggression.
Oh yeah, I'm in a band called Nervous Aggression. We got a split coming out with The Voice of God on March 20th. It's going to be live streamed on Super Satan Show, and then after
West-
that there will be a live stream for West Side Bowl. I think
Sweet.
the next day. Check it out. It's I think our best batch of songs. And
I'm excited.
I love The Voice of God, man, and I heard their shit, dude. I think it's their best batch of songs
I
too.
got a
I'm
sneak
really
peek.
stoked.
A
Yeah,
sneaky
Jake
peek.
sent them to me.
At those,
I'm
at
fucking
those.
very impressed by those
Tell you
dudes.
what,
I've
that-
always loved that band
that-
since the first time we played with them in Columbus at that. It was our first show with Steve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I talked to Pluto, who he used to play drums for him, because he was the only dude there that was like way fucking taller than me.
Oh,
So like, yeah, it's
That's
not. I'll see
impressive.
dudes.
Yeah.
See dudes a little taller than me here and there. That's not too crazy. But he's like way fucking taller than me. So I'm
he
like,
like Josh?
hey, you're
Josh
yeah,
height?
yeah. He's probably
Wow.
he's probably at least 6'10", I'd say.
Derek is now taller than Aaron. Okay, and his best
by a
friend is,
smidgen, but yeah,
and his best friend's
he's
at
pushing
least-
7 feet.
Yeah,
Literally, like he's
Yeah.
a legit.
I
Pro
think he's
wrestler.
6'11".
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Like,
pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
I think he's 6'11".
I think so.
He might be 7.
Last
now.
he got
7
measured,
foot
he
now.
said, and he's only 18, so he's
Yeah.
got a couple
He's
more.
huge.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, people listening, if you're here this far, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this disclaimer. This episode might go longer than an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Um,
tend to ramble
yeah.
a lot.
But, you know, we have an extra person here. We have stuff to talk about. So, like, we're not going to abide by our hour rule as much this time. We're going to try not to make it like 4 hours long, but, you know.
yeah. We'll try to keep it
Yeah.
hour and a half max.
Okay.
Yeah,
You know, somewhere around
we'll
there.
see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, just depending on the topic.
Yeah.
where we go.
Dom's laughing because
Yeah.
he knows how much I I talk, so that's why he's over there giggling.
Yeah.
I know how much you talk, and I know that I have a child I got to take care of, so we can't go too long.
I got a pay-per-view to watch, so I can't be here till,
you guys want to know something funny? When I walked in, Dom was in here. He was playing UFC 4. I walked in, he looked up at me and he went, "Daddy's home." It was just uncontrollable. I noticed that,
Oh boy.
I'm a fucking big time nerd for that UFC game, man.
Dude, you've been brought up on this podcast before.
Yeah.
About being really good.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Whoops my ass every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a...
Oh, except heavyweight. I feel like you could beat me at heavyweight.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Listen,
I guess if I get lucky and catch you, because I know that you say that you're bad with the timing, I can get the timing down on a lot of different things just because timing is kind of my thing.
Right.
So maybe.
Yeah.
I might have to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a live stream of that. Donate $5 and we'll get these two together.
So I haven't really liked the UFC game since the first one, because like the first one I could button mash and win.
Is that like the old UFC Undisputed?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And ever since that, they actually got like legit with their controls, so now I can't just button mash and win.
Yeah.
Play me in some Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Or like Dragon Ball Fighter Z or something, and we're good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, man, I'm not great at Mortal Kombat, but every time a new one comes out, I just feel obligated to like buy it, beat the story, and then never touch it again. That's usually what I do.
See,
I
I'm
loved it when I
kind of
was
the same
younger,
way.
though.
I buy it, I fight like 2 or 3 matches, and then I never play it again.
Yeah.
But I keep it on my system because I'm always like, oh, what if I have
If
a friend
people come
over and we
over,
want to
yeah.
play? But then we never do that.
People
Yeah.
come over, you're bored, you can always turn on Mortal Kombat. You know,
That's
what I mean?
that's kind of like why I got like some of the games for the Switch. I got like Mario Party, stuff like that. I mean, I'm not going to sit down and just play Mario Party by myself going,
right.
you know.
I don't give a shit, man. I
But,
like
like-
Mario Party.
But like you came over, and
Yeah.
I think when me, you, and Rebecca played that was some of the like most fun I've ever had.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was great.
That's a fun multiplayer.
Which, by the
game
way,
for
I
sure.
just want to throw out to everybody who listened to last week's episode. I did complete my Pokedex the other day.
Oh, he did, yeah.
400 out of
them?
400 of the base game.
Woo!
So now I'm gonna have to buy the expansion.
Yeah.
With the help of Blake and my friend Lauren from Jiu Jitsu getting me the stuff from Shield.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think she probably did more than I did. Probably gave you like, you know.
pretty much everything. You
Yeah.
you helped me with all the trade evolutions. though.
yeah,
That
I
was-
could do that.
Yeah.
I'm on my second playthrough, so like my first one, if he would have had it, I would have been able to give him like all the stuff that he needed. My second one, I'm like, I'm not gonna catch anybody.
Yeah.
And I took my time going through and beating it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know. But
Who plays multiple playthroughs of Pokemon?
Blake.
I was me. I was bored and didn't.
I
have
mean,
Zelda.
unless you're going back to an old one.
Okay, I could see the nostalgia part of that, but I mean, multiple playthroughs of a brand new game where you're catching Pokemon and training them and leveling them up. I would not want to go through that grind again.
No.
I
It's
guess
like
I'm
I
used
bought
to
the
it.
game. I bought the game and he's like, oh, you got it. We could like trade and battle and stuff. And like the next day I'm like, hey, we should battle. What level are your Pokemon? He's like 35, 40. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm at like 60.
Yeah. Like, yeah. But we ended up doing a battle and
Yeah.
got them all, to like 50 and stuff.
Oh yeah, you
and
said everything at 50 and then you whooped my ass.
I didn't think I was going to beat his ass. I was like, I'm going to get lucky, maybe take one out, and then he's just going to stomp all over me.
Yeah.
And it was quite the opposite. He took one of mine and I stomped all over him.
Yeah.
But
Stupid crocodile.
I think it's just that one time I saw his party. Now I'm like, yep, I'm dead.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I literally have any Pokemon I want to choose from.
yeah,
so
yeah.
throw out a shiny Charizard at you.
Ugh. Dick.
I don't know shit about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Man. I loved it when I was a kid.
I found your
but-
OG blue version.
Yeah,
Like
you
I said, I
told
was
me.
cleaning out the house. Was like, oh
Yeah.
snap, and it still worked. I tested it in your old Game Boy Color.
God damn.
still worked.
I'm impressed, man.
Yeah, I was like,
They
I
don't
might
make
have
them like they used to.
to- No, they
No.
don't, man. I might have to
Dude,
give
it
that
was
to you if you
hard
want it.
back in the day.
I'm good.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
because those were actually like, if you look at them now, they're so incomplete in some ways. You know, like some of the things that they did to them. You know, you could get Nuzlocked real quick and just be like, crap, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
You know,
You know, there's a Pokemon called Nuzlocke.
I'm
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Maybe I
It's
said
like
the wrong thing then.
No, that was the correct term,
Oh,
but I'm pretty sure there is a Pokemon called Nuzlocke.
wouldn't be surprised.
What
I
is
think
I think it's an
Nuzlocke?
evolved form of Nosepass.
basically it's like you just kind of get stuck in one area and you can't get out of it. I'm pretty sure that's what that is.
Gotcha.
Dom's gonna look it up for us. Yeah, let's find out. Yeah, last week he looked up the square watermelons for us.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm not quite sure because it looks like
There's a Nuzlocke challenge.
it says
That's what I
Nuzlocke
was-
challenge, but I don't see a Pokemon.
Maybe
for
that's what I was
Nuzlocke.
looking at.
Oh, dude, that's what I was thinking of. Nuzleaf right there. It's a little
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
that
Yeah.
green thing.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of was the challenge. I can't remember. I think like if you're one of your Pokemon on your team faint, I think they're considered like dead and you can't use them.
That's
ever
what I was
again.
thinking of.
I think that's what it
Nuzleaf.
is.
I was close.
Yeah, look at that little guy.
Yeah.
Man, weird.
Looks like a plague doctor, almost.
Almost, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It looks like other things.
Is that Dana
too.
White?
It's got
on
a
the
couple
bottom there?
little testes down there.
I was gonna say, yeah, he looks like a little dick.
Oh, my
Fucking
God.
Dana White was Dana Pink last night. The fights didn't go
Dude,
super well for the
listen,
for the stars.
when Derek showed me his Idaho potato and said, "Look, it's Dana White,"
Yeah.
I like almost passed out from laughing. I
Yeah.
was laughing so hard at that, and I was like, "Yeah, he really is a potato, isn't he?"
Yeah.
I mean, I can't sit here and talk shit, but
Yeah.
he.
Yeah,
He
I always
just-
said for like a
just looks like a
scumbag
potato.
billionaire, like he's an all right dude.
yeah, he's the least scummy of the scumbags.
Yeah, probably
Yeah. Then it'll come out that he's like
a
some awful
fucking
person.
Satan worshiper or some
Yeah,
shit.
something awful like Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
But-
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. So I know you were asking me about some road stories that he might have.
Oh, I got plenty of road
Oh
stories.
yeah, I definitely want to hear some road stories.
Name a city.
Name a city.
Anywhere from
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt, Kentucky,
Sure.
or Connecticut. I've never been to either.
I think
so-
I was going with Connecticut.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
That's the
Is there
capital,
Frankfurt,
right?
Kentucky?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Hartford.
Hartford.
I've been through Hartford anyway. We didn't play,
Wow.
but I passed through Hartford and we stopped, got some Jamaican food. But,
You know, in 5th grade, we could rap the states and their capitals, and,
Yeah.
and now I could barely tell you any of them.
yeah, yeah,
I got Columbus,
City.
yeah,
and
yeah. That's
Well,
about
we
it.
would
New
yell,
York
Columbus,
City.
Ohio.
Yeah, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
yeah, those are
Salem,
the easy ones.
Oregon.
Yeah,
I'm glad you guys remember.
all I.
Yeah, yeah.
That's it though. Yeah, no. Okay, so
Honolulu.
last time.
Actually, I want
Hawaii,
to hear about
Boise,
Atlanta.
Okay, so last time I went out, it was for Atlanta. And
Oh, this is a good one.
So the night before in Virginia Beach was a funny night, or it was in Norfolk, Virginia, which is kind of the same thing. So yeah, we get to the show and the promoter wasn't there. He was in South Carolina, and there was like a 5 or 6 band bill that night, 0 locals. There was a band who rips, by the way, from New York called Bosco Mojo. There was us, another band from Ohio called The Most Beautiful Losers. A pretty dope band from Florida, Noxious Prophet, and I think there was supposed to be locals, but they bailed because they found out they weren't getting paid, even though they were like from Norfolk. And nobody was fucking there, dude. We showed up. I walked into the bar, talked to the bartender, said, hey, I'm the band. She's like, band? I'm like, oh God, this is how this is gonna be. At the end of the night, though, the owner of the club showed up, and he's like, yo, that dude's fucking a shit bag, and like he gave me $80 and a 6-pack of Mickeys from behind the bar and said, next time you guys want to play here, let me know. I'll have something ready for you guys. You guys ripped, so that was cool. But then we went to Atlanta the next day, and so I was in my big ass van, and this is the ride down there. There was a huge highway accident in North Carolina on the way down there, and it's like midday. It's like probably about 100 degrees out, no bullshit. I got no air conditioning in that fucking van. We're literally like getting dehydrated, like having to
van
stop and get waters and
sucked.
shit. And I mean, it's all 4 of us
Sitting in
living
the
and
heat.
sleeping in there, sleeping bag shit. Like that's
So it smells like guy.
it's
4
It
guys.
smells like guy. Yeah.
Yeesh.
And we're just trying to fucking not pass out. And, so we finally get to it. It gets a little darker, and then you hit Atlanta traffic. And we were only in Atlanta traffic for like maybe a little over an hour, which on a Friday night, Atlanta isn't that bad. Go into the hood, East Atlanta. play this backyard show. It was fucking nuts, dude. We get there and dudes were setting off like major league fireworks, and their house was next to one of the freeways, and they fucking caught the freeway on fire. Like as we showed up, the freeway was on fire, fucking, and I'm like, yes, this is why I drove all this way. You know what I mean? Dude, so the first band went on. They were pretty good. A newer band, but like really solid. And then my friend's band, Rotten Stitches, went on. And people are lighting off mortars and shit. Dude, there's police helicopters flying over as they're playing their set. Like mortars are going off. Everything's going nuts. Fucking, we get up, we play. We have a fucking great set. We sold like over $300 worth of merch that night, dude. Like it was really like I think that was our best show in Atlanta so far. And then the band after us fucking ripped too. Like it was a really good show. So like,
I'm just jealous of the fireworks.
Yeah.
So like, the night's going on.
I wasn't
late.
there for that one.
Yeah, later and later and later, everything's winding down. We're hungry. We haven't really eaten all day. We got money now. And Jake, the singer for my friend's band, he says, let's go to the Waffle House. I was like, okay. So we go to the Waffle House at like 3 a.m. It's fucking packed. It's like 2 or 3 a.m. It's fucking packed. Got some Waffle House, came back. I passed out in the van. And then when I woke up, there was like fire sirens everywhere. And I look up, swear to fucking God, dude, the yard is on fire.
Yeah.
Because it was really hot and dry. It was late summer in the South, and their yard was pretty much mulch. It wasn't grass. It was just mulch. And there's like legit a fire, and there's like kind of a small tree line and it's starting to climb up the trees.
Alex told me about like,
I have footage
Steve
of it
came
somewhere.
in and was like, hey man, the yard's on fire.
Yeah, he's
like that calm.
Steve woke up and he was like, AJ, I'm like, what? He's like, the yard's on fire. I'm like, fuck, man, go in and tell somebody shit. Like, and he's like, oh, okay. So he walks in, wakes Alex up. It says, Alex, the yard's on fire. I'm like, tell someone who lives here, you fucking dork. What are you doing? So like, I'm waking up, and like as I'm waking up, he was in Eliminate Earth. The singer.
Oh yeah, those guys.
Jordan.
Those guys.
What's it? No Junk Box.
I think. Yeah.
On Facebook.
Those
Good
guys
dude.
rule.
Yeah,
those guys rule.
Good dude. But he came and he lived there, and he came out and dealt with the fire department, and I'm like pulling out Snapchat, like, oh shit. Like,
I was gonna say, first thing I would do was start recording.
Yeah, that's what I started doing. I'm like, oh shit, look what I'm waking up to. Fucking fire sirens and shit, dude walking through the yard with the hose. It was nuts. And then so
Does anyone pee on it? That
no, nobody peed on it. No,
I need to go pee on this fire.
I probably could have put it out with my, just how long I pee.
Yeah. But so, and then of course, we're heading we had a show in Tennessee that day, and we're like right on the North Georgia border. Van breaks down in the middle of the highway, and we're stuck on the side of the highway for like over an hour. And as soon as I stepped out of my van and I'm standing there, like 3 seconds later, I feel a bunch of bites. Fire ant hill. I'm standing right. So we're broke down right next to a fire ant hill. So like the tow truck driver is like trying to go under and hook it up, and he's getting bit up.
Jeez.
And then we get taken to just some dude who doesn't speak a whole lot of English, but speaks enough English, and he's a mechanic. We get the van there. We get the van there, and he's and so like we're just stranded in the middle of like backwoods ass Georgia. So like Kyle and I walk like a mile or so to this Mexican restaurant. I walk in, order 4 waters, down them immediately, and I ordered some food, and then we ended up getting a cab and meeting up at some fucking Econo Lodge or whatever. Scraping together the money. What are we going to do? The dude says, you threw a rod. It's going to cost like $3,000. I have an engine here, but it's going to cost like $3,000 to replace your engine. That's what it needs. And I'm like, I didn't even pay $3,000 for the van, dude. Like,
really?
So I got a hold of an Enterprise. We rented a minivan, stuffed it full of our gear with like nothing to breathe, and just like from fucking Chattanooga to Newark, Ohio, just straight shot. You know what I mean? So That was the last run we went on, man. I just, it's fucking crazy, man. Even when things are going nuts, and it's real stressful. And like, but I remember, dude, we fit the last piece of gear, just barely fit into the van. We closed it. Steve immediately looked at me. He's like, we did it, man. We fucking like dapped up and hugged, got in the van, got the fuck up out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
we never got to really like travel like that. I think the farthest we went for a show is like Cleveland.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I think like Garrett and Trent, because like they're more of the partiers in the band. Like, I think they'd have a great time and have no problem sleeping like in a van or a car or something. But like, I can barely sleep in areas like that.
Yeah, me
and,
too.
And me and Ordic are kind of girls, so like not being able to like consistently shower. Like,
hey, dry shampoo, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, go on like a weekender and save up like an extra $200 or so, and you'll have more than enough to cover like a Red Roof Inn. Those are nice, you know.
Yeah,
it's like $60 a night.
Yeah, you could hit those
2 beds in
$60.
there. Yeah.
Well, that like we're all almost in our 30s now, so like families and not wanting to leave. So you never know. Maybe one day we start putting music out, and someone's like, "Hey, we're gonna pay a whole bunch of money if you want to go here to here." And
That's
we're gonna
probably
be like,
not gonna happen.
Yeah, and we're
though.
like, "That's not gonna happen."
Yeah, you got to go out there and take it, man. The market's different now. Long gone are the days of like getting discovered by a big record label guy. Like that shit is not how it works, and it's a little frustrating. I think you understand that, but I've talked to people, especially like dudes like a little older. They kind of have that mentality of like, oh, you never, and they play like 2 shows a year in Boardman.
Yeah,
they're like, you never know who's going to be there. It's like, bro, but if that's all you want to do, I think that's fine. One day that's probably where I'll be, just playing fucking local shows and shit.
Just
but
because
like,
you want to play music.
yeah, but right now I really like getting out there. I like getting out on the road.
Speaking of that, I think it's time that we take a second to hear from our sponsor.
Oh, that time already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to pee.
Oh.
Coming back from that pee. Magical.
Magical.
Yeah. What's funny is, actually, I don't think he went. I was going to say we all went to pee, but he just went to get more coffee.
Not at the same time.
It was a coffee and pee break. And
Yeah. We didn't go pee at the same time. And the bathroom's not big enough. Otherwise, we would have.
I might be able to fit.
So Blake, I'm curious. You've been on the road with me a couple times.
Yeah.
What's the best, like, that was fucking dope that I got to do that story that you have?
Man,
look at those gears turning.
okay, my favorite show would have been our last show on tour, our first tour, when we played with Vader.
Scrap Iron?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
It's one of my top 10
my
shows of all time.
all-time favorite show.
For someone who wasn't there.
Yeah. Oh, well, anyway, sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
So we played the night before at this place called Reggie's in North Carolina. It was a great time, a lot of fun. But there was this band there, and they were like an oi band, kind of punkish. They weren't bad. Bastard Brigade is what I think they were called.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
So the singer, real quick side note, the singer's in one of the bigger American oi bands. Like he's known
What were they,
nationally.
like Patriot or
They're
something
called
like that?
Patriot. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're pretty big, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
For oi bands.
I just remember we were playing.
Can you explain Oi Band to me?
Skinhead music.
Oh.
Like original.
Yeah.
Like original, like two-tone ska kind of influences, but, more punkified.
Is it like the oi 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 type?
Yeah,
Is that what you mean?
yeah,
by,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's where that came from.
All right.
Yeah. Mainly over in like England, it's where it was real big. But we played with them. They weren't bad. Had a good time. There were a couple other bands there that we played with, and we actually ended up playing with that band again at Scrap Iron, which was still in North Carolina, but
It was in the same town, I thought. Or no, yeah, Wilmington.
Yeah,
Both
yeah, it was in
one was
Wilmington.
on like the outskirts of Wilmington, and then Scrap Iron was like downtown Wilmington.
And it was a nice place. Great time. We get there early. We go in. We meet the guy that put on the show and the owner and all that stuff.
He's giving me free beers because he bought like all the shitload of fancy IPAs, and nobody was buying them. He's like, have as many as you want. And I'm like,
And you're
fuck
like,
yeah.
Yeah. But he's like, I can't do liquor. He said, I can only serve beer, but the bar upstairs has liquor. So I was like, Aaron and I are like, all right.
It's our the last show on our first big tour.
And I'm not a drinker, but
And
we
I
went
don't
up.
really do shots, but it's like, let's go do a shot.
Yeah, it's like, let's go do up. We'll celebrate. It was a good tour. This is a good time. Like we're here. We're in Wilmington. We're going to Nag's Head tomorrow. Let's just celebrate. So we went up. We both walk in to the bar, and everybody just kind of like, how like you hear the music stop. Everyone just kind of
It was like a yuppie bar
for a second,
upstairs.
and then they all go back to doing their thing. We sit down. The bartender walks over, and of course, immediately, can I see your ID? Yeah, sure. We show him, and he stopped. He went, "Are these?" He said, "You guys are from East Liverpool." We're like, "Yeah." He said, "I'm from Chester," and we're like, "No shit." So he gave us our first shot free, and he did one with us.
Yeah.
It was like Fireball.
But
or
yeah, we
something
did
like
like
that.
some
it was,
Fireball or
yeah,
something, or maybe
they had
fucking-
it on. It was like cheap, like
Jaeger,
$1 or
maybe.
something.
It was something like cheap young guy shooter shit.
Well, it was like on special that night. It was like $1 or $2 a shot, something crazy. You know, we're like,
but I would say our set that night was one of the most solid sets we've ever played.
Yeah, I did probably 5 because they were cheap. So I'm like, what will this get us? Put down a 10, and he's like, a lot. We're like, yes. So we did that. We're playing. It's like hot and sweaty. The one band plays before us.
They were really good.
They were really good. We borrowed some gears. We set up. We're going, and everyone's just like in that, like, you can feel it in the air,
just
like
immediate,
like this is. We're waiting. We start warming up, you know, and
the feedback's buzzing and shit like that.
And you just
people
hear
are just
it.
like, you know, the anxiety in the room is building and building, and we just like go into war crime, just open up, and
then
I just
boom.
like fucking.
I mean, that room exploded.
I whip an open beer at the crowd, and fucking boom. The whole place just starts going upside down. The fucking owner comes up and jumps up, and
this is my favorite part.
And he jumps up and like bear hugs me from the front, and I'm like trying to hold him back, or like I'm trying to hold him up while I'm singing, and then I fucking slip on beer and fucking bam, like body slam him on this hard ass floor.
It looked, you know how like Batista and Triple H would do those spine busters?
Yeah,
that's exactly what that looked like.
He was good. I'm like, bro, I'm a hefty fella. You good? I mean, he was like in shape, tall guy. You know what I mean? He wasn't like jacked or anything.
At first, I thought he did like a power bomb to him because he did that once at Chrome. He power bombed somebody off the stage, and I was like, holy shit, that was sweet. But no, like I thought he spine busted. Then it looked like that, but backwards because I think you slipped.
Yeah, I slipped.
Fell on him.
Yeah, I slipped in it, but like I went down with force.
Yeah. I mean,
but his back was like perfectly flat when he landed, so it was he didn't get hurt at all. Thank God.
Do you remember that time at Chrome when we crowd surfed you from the stage to the stripper pool?
Yeah.
And there was only like 6 of us?
Yeah.
No offense, but that was hard as shit.
Yeah. I don't know why I always insisted on making people fucking do that. Like there's a picture somewhere of me like crowd surfing up at Backyards and Billiards. I used to fucking do it all the time. I don't know. There'd be like 6 people there. I'm like, all right, motherfuckers. You're gonna fucking enhance my ego.
Yeah, but, no, I never got to do that.
No, but there's a picture of I remembered it too. I was crowd surfing or whatever, and the back of my pants like slid way down, and the boxers came with it. And fucking Kyle's face. And this is before I even knew Kyle. He's my bassist now. One of my best friends. And dude, like you just see like frazzled hair just like stuck in some cheeks, man. It's just like fucking. I just Rikishi'd this motherfucker, and I didn't even know him yet, dude.
Oh, jeez. Poor Kyle.
He's still my friend, man. You can tell he's a good guy if he can get over something.
I'm glad I brought up Chrome,
and he plays bass for you now too.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought up Chrome.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was such a fucking
me too.
Dude.
Fucking anarcho autism. That's all I was back then. Just like punk rock. Like,
see, I always wanted to do it, but like I didn't want to have to ask for it. I just wanted to be able to jump and someone catch me. But I always foresaw jumping and then everyone just splitting.
Like like in a School of Rock.
Yeah,
like,
you know.
Yeah. That I saw that happen at Mayhem Fest. Luckily, the girl's neck broke her fall, so you know.
Yeah. It took me a few years to realize, like, hey man, I'm too big to be jumping on people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, back then I used to jump around so much I would sound like shit on stage. Well, I sounded like shit anyway. I was smoking like a pack and a half of
like
cigarettes
you used
a day.
to say, it was all esophagus.
Like fucking sleeping like 2 hours a night. Like,
You know, I see like all these venues, they say crowd surf at your own risk.
Yeah.
But they should have a sign that says if you weigh more than like this amount, don't crowd surf.
You know what? If you weigh more than like 180 pounds,
well,
probably shouldn't. Yeah, probably just shouldn't crowd surf at that point.
Yeah.
Like below that, it's no problem below that. But once you start
especially at these shows like Warped Tour, because once you get to the front, it's all girls.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
Exactly.
Like, no offense.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
you get like a 300-pound dude and just a bunch of girls.
Yeah. Yeah, like Action Bronson and a bunch of like skinny little emo girls up front. Fucking
Dude, I tell you what.
Their dads are like asleep in the parking lot. You know what I mean?
Fat Nick.
Action
Dude,
Bronson.
When you're the
Flying in.
lone dude surrounded by girls at the front of a show, you're not having a good time.
Yeah.
No.
probably not.
Like,
No.
you're always constantly looking. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah, that no, but that was probably my favorite night though on tour.
Scrap
that
Iron.
one,
That was a great
Scrap
one.
Iron, because it was just like I said, in the air you could feel it. Just the way the show was, it was awesome.
Yeah. I still remember that.
New York was cool when we played that, mainly
a
for
good
the
show.
history because of that venue,
And hanging out with
ABC Del
Urban
Rio.
Waste,
Yeah, meeting Urban Waste
Yeah.
and
No, that was the first tour. Was No, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Fuck. I'm ABC No Rio.
Yeah.
That was another one of my favorite shows.
That one was cool because it was like the history of that venue, like the Casualties in the early '90s played there.
So yeah, for a little bit of history, like Casualties were my favorite band for a lot of years. Even more so, this band called Public Nuisance.
Yeah.
There's this band from Philly called Thulsa Doom. And so there's a lot of like '90s like spiky hair, mohawky, bright color mohawk type punk scene going on in New York City, and I was like really enamored with that for a few years when I was younger. And so,
I think
like,
I remember that.
Yeah, so like half the footage that existed from back then was shot at this place called ABC No Rio in Manhattan. So we got to play it. It was actually the last show they had before they remodeled the place. So we got to play the last show ever at the original. I think we were the last band too.
I think,
Yeah, we were the last band to play before it remodeled. And I remember, dude, we broke down. I didn't sleep for more than 24 hours. The vehicle we had broke down on the way. Some fucking like wholesome redneck guy fucking like followed us to his buddy's garage and changed our alternator and cleared out shit for us.
Dude,
and I'm
like
like, dude, can I give you money? And he's like, dude, just pay it forward.
Dude, it's like
I'm like, are you fucking? And so
Seth Green's character on Sex Drive.
No, he was more normal than that. He wasn't quite Amish. But we fucking make it to the show like barely in time, and you know, then we find out we're playing fucking last, and I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little disrespected by that. You know what I mean? Because you know, this is a local show and we're from Ohio. There's bands from New York that are on the same bill and they get to play middle, like whatever though. So we go on, dude. And like part of me just being like fucking fed up with that whole everything that kind of translated on stage. And I remember, you know, I didn't even plan to say this. It just came out. I remember, usually I would introduce, hi, we're Nervous Aggression from East Liverpool, Ohio. And I just remember saying, we're a band none of you have ever heard of from a state none of you give a fuck about. A song's about how 9/11 was an inside job. And Blake went into war crime. I busted a unopened beer can over my head and I fucking threw it as hard as I could. Like just, there was people standing right there and I just like viciously whipped it at them. All of them took a step back. So like I made the New York fucking punk scene like, whoa. Immediate explosion after that. And it was nonstop awesome for the rest of the set. And I remember the guy who was booking at the time at ABC No Rio like gave me his information, like, you guys need to come back, fucking blah blah blah. He paid us and shit. Like not every band there was a band there from Japan, they probably got paid for sure, but
Total Fury, they were awesome.
They were fucking really good.
They all really liked the Lemonade Rockstar or Monster was one of the two. And they kept sending a guy that was like their translator handler guy across the street to the little bodega to buy more of them. And the guy's like, you have already had 6. You don't need more. And he's like, yes.
Yes.
He's like, yes, more. No. You've had 6. If you drink more, like your heart will explode. I feel good. Yes. Oh no. Then I just see him sitting there in the corner. They're all passing around like, oh yes. Like really liking it. I'm like, okay, well, you know, that was down in the basement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever get to play Goodfellas in West Virginia?
No. Is that Weirton?
Close. Okay. Very close. I'm not very.
I feel like I've passed it before.
McMecken, West Virginia.
Okay. I feel like I passed by it or something, but I didn't even know.
Yeah, I don't think it's a thing anymore. But so, I guess one of my best show stories is from this bar. We had took some time off. Mm-hmm. This was a few years ago now. I'm not good with dates, so like it's whatever. But it was like right when we like right after we wrote like Resurrection.
Oh, okay.
Started writing our newer songs.
Was it before the orange shirts or after?
Before the orange shirts. You know, we took some time off and we got offered to play the show with like other bands that we knew. A band called Dematis with a female guitar player and like front woman. She's awesome band. And I feel really bad because I don't remember the new name of the other band that they were at the time. But we played this show, and it was our first show in a while. And it's actually before we were ready to play again, but we're like, you know, fuck it, let's go play this show. Nice little bar. It was cool. They had Mortal Kombat 2 and Street Fighter, like arcade games.
Yeah.
I could not beat the high score, and it was pissing me off.
Was the high score ass?
No. No. And Garrett, if he's listening to this, is going to be upset that I'm telling the story without him because he's kind of the main character.
Yeah.
But it's a great story, and it's the best story I have that's close to like one of these like awesome tour stories you have. So we played first, which is whatever, you know. But we had new songs we played, and like, you know, people loved it. Like it was going great. We actually we covered Psychosocial by Slipknot, that show, and people went nuts for it. And we had our old merch, or the ones that said "throw the fuck down" on it.
Oh yeah, okay.
We had those shirts and stuff. We sold out of our shirts that night.
See, that's always a good feeling.
That's the first time ever like that more than one person at a show bought a T-shirt, or didn't ask for a free one. You know, like like the owner and the bartenders bought them and like wore them the rest of the night.
That's what's up.
Like we had that at what was that Fallout Shelter?
Yeah,
that was cool.
There was this couple there, right? This guy and girlfriend, and dude, they loved it. Dude, they were going crazy the whole time. They came up to us after we played. They're like, "Oh, you guys are fucking sweet."
That was like our first night in North Carolina. Not to cut you off, but when we played Reggie's, there was a couple. The one dude was in a band from Tennessee, but they both were like, "Oh, so."
Well, there's a twist to this story. Yeah. So these guys are like, "You guys are awesome." They're like, "We're having a party tonight. You guys want to come?" And Trent and Garrett are like, "Yeah." Like, and I was like, "No." I was like, "I drove.
Yeah.
I'm not going. Like, that's not my scene. Like, sorry. Like, I'm being a dick." But, you know, I was like, if you guys want to get a ride, by all means, you guys go party. But, like, by the time this is over, it's going to be past my bedtime.
Yeah.
You know, and all this stuff. But, like,
plus, you don't drink or anything, so I couldn't imagine standing around a bunch of drunk people, especially if you only know two of them. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Like, if we have a party at our house, I love it.
Well, because you got people you know there. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You know, I love it. I love seeing drunk people do things. Other than I do have a friend that tends to throw up on people. But sorry if you're listening. Dude.
What's his name?
Alec.
I don't know him.
Everyone knows.
Okay.
But unfortunately, Ariel was one of the unfortunate ones that got thrown up on.
Ugh.
That's a story for another time in its own. But anyway, so playing the show, whatever. Next band goes on. Everything's going great. You know, that couple bought Trent and Garrett and Ordick, you know, drinks. They had Irish car bombs.
Oh yeah,
Irish car bombs.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a great night. We were having a great time. Well, the last band goes on. It was Sin, Shrouded in Neglect. Do you remember those? Do you guys know those guys at all?
Sounds really familiar, yeah.
Well, so I'm up front, head banging, listening, having a good time. And out of nowhere, Trent comes running up to me. He grabs my shoulder. He's like, "Dude, we got to go." I was like, "What?" He's like, we got to go. Garrett's about to fight this dude. He just got punched in the face. And I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, what's going on?" So I go back, and of all people, Ordick's the one trying to hold Garrett back. So, yeah. For people who don't know, Ordick's built like a twig, and Garrett's built like a Mack truck.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. I mean, Garrett's a solid dude.
Yeah,
like he's a broad shouldered, just a big dude. Guy.
So I get back there, and I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" And Garrett's pissed.
Yeah,
like, you can see on his face. His face is beet red. He's pissed. He's trying to get out the door, and like everyone starts telling me like this guy just like sucker punched him. He was sitting there drinking his drink, and this guy sucker punched Garrett.
That's the worst.
But that guy got taken out. They took him out of the bar. He's outside. Garrett's still inside. And I explained to Garrett, I'm like, "Look, man, I know what you want to do.
Especially you get a couple drinks in you. You're like, fuck that."
Yeah. I was like, "I know what you want to do, but you're still here, and he's not. We played a great show. This place is awesome.
Don't want to fucking...
We don't want... You know," I was like, "When we leave..."
You want to come back.
I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "When we leave, if the dude's out there, fuck him up."
Yeah.
Beat his ass.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. I don't care. Well, so after things calm down and I start getting to talk to people and find out what happened, it was the dude of the girlfriend and dude that, you know, was inviting us to this party.
Oh, shit. Good thing you didn't go to the party.
Yeah, damn.
So what had happened was someone, I guess, told this dude that Garrett was fucking his bitch in the bathroom, which was not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Yeah.
You know, she was still inside. She was apologizing. She's like, I'm so sorry, like that happened. You know, she bought him drinks. The bartender bought him a drink for taking the punch and like,
wow.
you know, all this stuff. And like,
sounds like that dude was just salty. Garrett was just having a conversation with his girl, really.
sounds like it. But what's worse is it wasn't just Garrett. Like, you know, we were all like talking to these people, like, you know, and hanging out. But like, Garrett's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I made a joke. I'm like, well, you should go fuck his bitch in the bathroom since that's what you got hit for.
Yeah.
But like, you know, but what? So the real crazy part about this story though is, you know, he took the punch, and you know, the guy wasn't outside when we left and all this stuff. Like, the cops got called or whatever because he was outside and you know being an asshole.
Bitch, come over here and show Garrett your titties, just something like that, you know, from like Chappelle show, like when he did that.
But so almost a year later.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I won't do that.
Sorry, almost a year later.
Almost a year later, we played there again. You know, this time we were the headliner. You know, we went back and played, and the bartender remembered us and was talking to us. Turns out that like later that week that all that happened, the cops got called to the house that we got invited to go to a party for, just so everyone knows. And apparently like both of these people were like wanted. Like,
oh man.
Like, and so when all this happened and the police got called at the bar, like, and all this stuff, it opened an investigation. And I guess like when the police like went in the house, like it smelled and there was blood all over the walls and like satanic shit written.
Wow.
And I'm like, we would have died.
Yeah.
Like if we would have went to that party, we were getting sacrificed that night.
Yeah.
Like,
you ever see the movie Green Room?
No.
That's kind of what that reminds me of.
Yeah.
Go watch it.
Yeah,
it's on.
Don't even look anything up about it. Just watch it.
It's on Amazon Prime. I think it's like $2 to rent it. Watch it.
I'll watch it.
It's a good ass fucking movie. I don't watch a lot of movies like that. Very rarely. So I used to work at this air freight company. Sometimes I'd drive a truck. Sometimes I'd be a helper on a really big truck if it was like peak season. And one dude, Jake, shout out to Jake if he's listening. That dude's a bad motherfucker. I love that guy. But he was the first one to tell me about it, and he kind of described what it was about, and I was like, "Don't tell me anymore. I'm watching this."
All right.
Yeah,
so,
it's
Green Room.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to remind me.
Yeah, if you're
send me a text later, because I'll
especially
forget.
that story. That
I got a deal for you.
It'll be a great one.
So, I watched Boondock Saints last night.
Uh-huh.
So you need to go watch Boondock Saints.
I'll try.
Boondock Saints is a pretty good movie.
I watched it when I went off to YSU with some dude that just talked the entire time. You ever seen Boondock Saints? This is my favorite scene in Boondock Saints. I really like Boondock Saints.
Yeah, don't watch it with
what
me
he
because
did.
I'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, look at the tattoos. I got tattoos. Watch this go.
No, I was sitting there last night watching it.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah.
I was sitting there last night watching it, literally saying the lines with the people. Like I have seen it that many times.
Yeah.
Well, I know
It's pretty good.
Willem Dafoe's in it, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He
like
kills
him.
it in
He's
that
weird.
movie. He kills it in that movie.
Yeah.
Dude,
I like him. He's weird.
whole movie is great. And I mean, there's the second one too, which is also great. But you need to at least watch the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great movie.
You ever see Seven Psychopaths?
No.
Oh, you've seen that.
That's a good one.
Seven
yeah.
Psychopaths. You got to watch that. That's a good one too.
Is it about psychopaths?
Yes.
Okay.
7 of them to be exact.
Yeah.
Not 8.
No.
Oh.
Not 6 either.
Oh.
Basically about a guy who's a writer and he has writer's block and he's trying to come up with like his next book, and his friend is like, hey, puts an ad in the Los Angeles like newspaper, and he's like calling all psychopaths, weirdos, killers, blah blah blah, so he could get their stories, and it just unfolds from there.
Interesting.
Y'all seen Tusk?
No.
That's an interesting one.
If it's not like superhero related,
Mm-hmm.
I probably haven't seen it.
Damn, okay. Yeah, Tusk is wild. It's a Kevin Smith movie.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to watch what was it?
Red State?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
No.
What? That's probably my
Got
favorite
about
movie by
halfway
him,
through,
honestly.
and I'm like,
and I love Mallrats and shit too, but I like it.
I mean, I like some Kevin Smith
Oh,
stuff.
hey,
but,
I know what you're talking about now. I've seen Mallrats.
Yeah, Mallrats is great.
And, like,
Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
It's
He does
been a
that too.
long time since I've seen Jay and Silent Bob, but I remember Mallrats, and I was
Clerks.
actually just
Clerks
talking
is a
to
good one.
Angela about Dogma.
Oh yeah,
Dogma's a
yeah.
good one. Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah, Clerks. Rosario Dawson's. It was one of her first roles in Clerks before she, became who she was. All of that. I'm trying to think who else he had. A lot of the same people play in a lot of his movies, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Wasn't Ben Affleck in Dogma?
yeah,
Ben Affleck,
and Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. Fucking Team America or whatever the fuck. They ruined Matt Damon for me.
So I don't know if you should tell the story from when you worked for that freight place. About
when I delivered the cadaver.
No, well,
Oh, shit.
we'll get into that. I want to know that story.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about the guy that worked there. You
Oh,
God.
fucking Lou. Yeah, just a grumpy old man was a dispatcher. I got along with pretty much everybody there. Lou was the only guy who kind of rubbed me the wrong way, you know. Towards the end there, I just started like taking his shit and be like, "Oh, old bastard."
Like
but
sexually?
no, no. But yeah, so he was like not 100% with it, which is what made it extra frustrating because he's in charge of my route sometimes.
Yeah.
And he would send me to like fucking like up north to Hermitage and then like fucking State College and then like somewhere in like Wellsburg, West Virginia, and then like just somewhere like fucking like way out of the like past Moon again and then come, and it was just, but then you'd be like halfway to State College, which is like a 2.5 hour drive, and he'd call, yeah, AJ, that's for next week, okay, bye. And it's like, so now I gotta like rush down to like Wellsburg or whatever. He just, the most ridiculous shit ever. Like you'd be out on a long route and he would like have you come pick up something in like downtown Pittsburgh on the way back. It's like, I know for a fact there's 3 motherfuckers in downtown Pittsburgh right now at least that can do it, but you're calling me because fuck you, Lou. Yeah. I'm in goddamn Tyrone, Pennsylvania. Do you know where that is?
Shit. No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like northern
I've never even
Pennsylvania.
heard
It's
of that.
It's closer to New York State than it is Pittsburgh.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's way
So
up
you're
there.
like
well, maybe
on
not that.
that-
It's way up there.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have noticed on our thumbnails, like I always like pick something to like put there. I think it's gonna be "fuck you, Lou."
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Fuck yeah. Yeah, I'm down for it. He doesn't even know what the fuck a podcast is.
No.
So anyway, so one day I'm pulling into work and I was there long enough and I was one of the more reliable guys and I'd show up 10-15 minutes late pretty much every day, unless they told me, hey, you got a hot one scheduled this time, show up at this time. Okay, but other than that, I'd roll in 10-15 minutes late and half the time my route wasn't even ready yet, so I'd just like fuck around, text, help the dudes on the dock if it's like extra busy. So I'm pulling in, it's like, 15 minutes or so after I'm supposed to clock in, but I pull in and I'm getting a call from dispatch. I'm like, fuck, did they tell me? And I'm like, my first thought is like, did they tell me to show up on time today and now I'm late for something? So I hurry up, answer. I'm like, hello? And it's fucking Lou. And he's like, yeah, I need you to run that. The order number is 0813. And I'm like, hello? And he's like, what? Who is this? Like accusing me. And I'm like, it's AJ. And he went, yo, God. And he hung up the phone. I was like, what the fuck? And he was like trying to call one of like the people that we provide a service for, like, and give them like some order number. But he just called me. Like, how do you fucking get like a business number and my personal cell phone number mixed up? Like, and he was talking as if he was just on the phone with them too, and they were on hold, and he just picked up. And so by the time like I walk through the parking lot and go in, he's walking outside to smoke a cigarette. He didn't call them and give them that order number. They're still fucking waiting. That's a very odd specific story to tell on a podcast. It's kind of a bad podcast story, but Lou is a fucking piece of work.
Well, see, our podcast is about everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in that case,
It works.
it was a
Yeah.
good story.
Lou.
Yeah. I think it was good.
Well,
It made me laugh.
That one,
So it was
I
a
like
good
that
story.
one, and the other one about where you caught him on the phone. He was talking to some guy. Listen here, you tell that motherfucker.
So I just like, because I do
So
impressions.
I'm gonna say I'm still listening, but I'm gonna open this window.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So like I do, as you know, I do impressions of like pretty much anybody that I'll do an impression
I
of.
think yours are better than mine.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I was like, I'd always do impressions of Lou and like around everybody. And I wanted to get like an audio recording of his voice to like show people. So I like walk outside as he's on the phone thinking it's just going to be like some normal conversation. And I walk outside and like the fork truck noise goes away and it opens up and you just hear, oh, by the way, motherfucker, you talk to my brother like that again, I'm going to knock you out. Just say that to him. He'll laugh. I'm just like, whoa, like what the fuck did I just pick up?
Yeah, it's like, wish I could have listened to that whole conversation.
Yeah.
Don't know if you guys noticed, but I just sat on the arm of the chair and
Yeah, I saw.
and did
I
not feel
was
very
like,
good.
oof.
Oof.
But yeah, that's pretty much
Yeah, Lou in a nutshell.
Lou
Yeah, look
in a
at that.
nutshell.
That's just natural light.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Dom was
awesome.
on that.
He was.
Yeah.
I saw too. As soon as you did it, that went out. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Dom's on top of this.
Technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So I need to hear about this cadaver.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
A lot of times like that business, air freight trucking, is like big box trucks to little box trucks, and you're the third party carrier. You're usually between like when it lands at the airport and gets it the last leg of the trip to where it's going, whether it's a hospital, someone's house for a TV, whatever, you pick up freight.
Not the cadaver going to their
So
house.
essentially you're supposed to pick up, so shit will go from the airport to a warehouse, and then from the warehouse to our shit onto a truck out. So, and sometimes, I got my TSA clearance like probably 6 months or so into that job, saying like, hey, we trust you enough to like send you on your own just in a pinch. Like I picked up aircraft wheels before. I picked them up from one side of the airport, drove to the other side, and dropped them off at a hangar. It was kind of cool.
That's cool,
neat.
but like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, seriously, yeah. But
you don't have a forklift?
I guarantee,
Right.
Yeah.
I guarantee Matt got like several $100s for that. So it's like whatever, and it was easy as fuck for me. I don't complain about what I made, so whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like it wasn't unusual for me to like have to go to the backside and pick something up. I've literally been sent to the backside for anything from a TV to like patio furniture to like just you name it.
Yeah.
That's what I got. So I get to work, and Eddie, the main dispatcher guy, me and him got along really well, and he was just like, AJ, you got your TSA, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay, you're sure? I was like, yeah, I just got it like 2 months ago or whatever. So he's like, okay. And he's like on the phone. He's like still working on my route. I'm like, whatever. Matt, who owns the company, comes out. He's like, AJ, you got your TSA, right? I'm like, yeah, we just did it. He's like, I thought so. I just want to be sure. I'm like, okay. So usually they give me a stack of papers, and 99 times out of 100, the papers is an order of the bill that I get the customer to sign and an exact copy under it that I leave as like a receipt for the customer. This time he came out with like, I mean, it was like, I had like 8 or 10 stops that day, pretty usual. But one of the stacks, it was like really thick, and I wasn't thinking about it. I was like just wanting to like get to Sheetz, gas up, get my coffee and my breakfast. I'm like not really paying attention. So I go, and he's like, yeah, we need you to like pick this up from the airport and take it straight to the address. It's downtown Pittsburgh, so it's not a big, but like you need to get that down there immediately. Don't stop for anything else. Gas up before you go. Just, I'm like, okay. So I go to the American Airlines. The same lady worked there all the time. You just have small banter or whatever. I give her my license, and she's like looking through the paperwork, and there's a dude standing in the doorway, and she goes, oh, this is and so she makes like, usually I have to sign a couple copies. I have to sign like a million fucking things this time, and I'm like still not really thinking about it. Comes out on the forklift, and it's an odd shaped box. It's like probably 3 feet wide by like 8 feet long. I'm just like, maybe like 7 feet long, really. I'm just like, that's weird. I've never seen, and it was like a solid, skid that was straight back, and then like not wood, but also stronger than cardboard material around the front of it. Still just like, whatever. Drive down to the place, walk in, hey, I'm with Pit Express, blah, blah, blah. They're like, okay. And so the lady's like, okay, pull around, come in this alley. I'll meet you out there. And I come out, and she's got a gurney, like a big steel gurney. I'm like, wait a minute. This place is called Biomed Labs of Pittsburgh or some like official shit like that. And I'm like, hold on a second. Because there was this dude, backing up real quick, there was this dude that used to work there. He's a good guy, but he tells some stories. And he talked about how he delivered a body one day. It's like, I don't know. Well, turned out he wasn't telling stories that day. And so, and yeah, we pull it out. And when I knew for a fact, when it really clicked was the way the box moved. You just felt the body move inside the box when we pulled it onto the gurney. I was like, oh my fucking God. Dude, sign the papers. I get in my truck. I'm looking over the paperwork, and I'm just like, holy shit. Yeah, this dude died Salt Lake City, Utah, like yesterday, donating his body to science. And I just delivered it. I wonder how much Matt got paid for that. Meanwhile, I was making like $13.25 an hour.
Yeah, that's
that was wild. Yeah, that was wild.
That's nuts.
That would be.
I've delivered just about everything. Ever.
Heads.
No, never
No,
heads.
no.
No, that was one of the things the dude who kind of told stories said too. He said he did a body one time, and then like a box of heads and like a kidney to the hospital and shit like that.
Do you ever deliver anyone like a bag of dicks?
No,
Oh.
haven't done that.
Like, oh,
That'd be interesting. Yeah, that's weird about that cadaver,
Yeah.
man. Wow.
Do we got a topic? Let me get a random topic.
oh, you want the topic?
I definitely want a topic. It always looks fun.
You were one of the first ones to comment on it.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows, not only is he on the show, but he listens to the show every week.
I'm a loyal listener.
Yeah.
Favorite video game?
Ooh, there you go. Yeah.
I'm going last.
You just put it here and we'll throw it away when we're done.
You might as well start thinking because we're going to ask you over there.
So, okay.
Yeah.
I can short answer this. I think anybody, you know, I don't play video games all the time or anything, but there's a select few that I will know life. Favorite, like, all time from, like, childhood, for sure, Majora's Mask.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
There's no question. Favorite, like, PlayStation 3 game is a toss-up between Fight Night Champion and The Last of Us. Favorite PS4 game, toss-up between the new God of War and Red Dead 2, probably.
Nice.
I like that.
Favorite PS2 game, the Jak and Daxter trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for because that era, you know what I mean? The time that I...
We're moving in eras here.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I got you.
All right. So
Because it's hard to just pick one of those.
We're going
for
to do
me,
eras.
You know?
Then I'll do the same thing too. So 64, because that's what we had.
Yeah.
I'd probably say, I'm trying to think here. What I played all the time. Probably, yeah, either Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. I think I was better at Majora's Mask than I was Ocarina of Time.
Well, we never really...
Which
we
is
never
weird
owned
because that
it.
game's fucking hard.
Yeah, that one's
really hard.
And
well, we never owned Ocarina of Time, so we just knew more about Majora's Mask because we played it all the time.
For a kid's game, though, that thing would get scary sometimes. I played that.
Talking about Ocarina or Majora's Mask?
Majora's Mask.
I was going to say, I had to come beat Ocarina of Time for you.
Yeah, that was that. I remember that. We borrowed that from our friend and just got stuck. You're like, I got it.
Yeah.
That one I played a lot. I can't remember too many for the 64 that I would have played. I don't know. They were that like iconic for me. I just remember that standing out a lot. PS2, probably Way of the Samurai. I love that game.
Yeah, that was
Damn,
a good one.
that's a game right there.
I
That's a
love
really
that
good one.
game. That one was awesome. Played the crap out of that. And there was one that I would play with Dom all the time. What was that called? We talked about it the other day where we had get the squads and stuff.
Freedom Fighters.
Freedom Fighters.
Freedom
Yes.
Fighters.
I never got into that.
I beat
but
the
remember
story
you
on
guys
that. I
loved it.
loved that. PS3.
Check that. You got some C4. That's the only thing I remember about Freedom Fighters. Because I tried to play it, start the story 100 times, just didn't get into it.
PS3, probably Oblivion.
Yeah.
I know liked that. PS4. Probably Red Dead 2, Skyrim, and I don't know. Can't think of anything else on that. Fallout 4. Well, no. Skyrim probably.
I was about to say for PS3, by the way, Fallout 3 in New Vegas. That's
Fallout
another
3 was
couple
great.
for me.
And my Switch right now, Breath of the Wild, I think is one of the best games I've ever played.
What about PS4? Did you answer that?
Yeah, I said Skyrim.
My bad.
My bad. So,
Your turn.
my turn. So, I'm going to go even older. So, for the Sega,
Ooh.
I had this Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game. It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Old school Sega. And Shinobi.
okay.
I recognize that name. I don't
was
think
like
I
a
ever
ninja.
played it.
Yeah.
I just remember the commercial. Shinobi's back.
Yeah. Yeah, I
then,
remember that too.
Super Nintendo would be Zelda, Link to the Past.
See, I have that on my Switch
Yeah.
for the SNES, but I've never played it.
I never beat it.
I heard
It was
that's
a
one of the
hard
harder
game,
ones.
too.
Yeah.
Then PS1, Legend of Dragoon. Legend of Dragoon, which I hear they might be remaking, and I really, really hope so.
That would be cool.
Really, really hope so. Especially because it's supposedly the same people that just did the Demon Souls remake, and the Demon Souls remake
wow.
is phenomenal. PS2, God of War. PS3, God of War 3. Or Last of Us. Here's the thing with that is, to me, The Last of Us is the best game I've ever played. I can differentiate best with favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2, both absolutely phenomenal games.
I didn't hate The Last of Us 2 as much as everyone else did, but I didn't love it either. The jumping around is what kind of killed it. And then the flashback sequences that were like really long and boring.
Yeah, and
I felt
you
like
know,
was half the game.
A lot of people are salty about the scene at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that.
But overall, I liked it though.
Yeah,
just not as much as the first one. I really liked the first one.
The story was still solid.
Yeah.
Like, they did all that. The story was still solid. It was still a great game. It, obviously won Game of the Year this year. Well, last year, technically.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Wow.
It won Game of the Year.
Okay.
Huh.
Which you expect. If Naughty Dog releases a game, it's probably getting
I thought
Game
God
of the
of
Year.
War won that.
No, that was the year before.
Oh, that was the year before. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It beat Red Dead Redemption too. And I was like,
Red Dead
what?
took everything.
Yeah.
And then God of War is just like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
But yeah, so PS3, God of War 3, Last of Us, they're both like there. PS4, new God of War. But then you also have Final Fantasy VII Remake, Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, Ghost of Tsushima was so good.
Dude.
I couldn't get into that, man.
They're just...
I loved it.
I tried.
This
I wanted to like
this ending phase from like PS4 to PS5, they just released so many good games.
Yeah.
And
The Witcher 3, I forgot to mention that. That's gotta be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The story in that is just outstanding.
And I mean, for PS5, I'm gonna say Demon Souls, but that's because it's really the only like PS5 game I've gotten to play that's like.
Yeah.
I mean, Miles Morales was great, but like.
I feel like those were kind of like test games. They weren't like full fledged. Like, here's what everything can do.
Yeah. That it's early. We'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll get there
later on the
handheld. It's Pokemon all the way.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Unless you're counting Switch as a handheld, then Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Which I gotta throw Ocarina of Time in there.
Oh yeah.
N64.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my shit.
Yeah.
Still is my shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. We played N64. I can't think.
I played a lot of Donkey Kong.
Oh, Donkey Kong. I forgot about that.
Obviously Mario games.
Army Men, Sergeant's Heroes. That was so fun too.
I played a fighting game called Flying Dragon on the 64.
I don't think I've ever played
that. Was a fun little fighting game.
We did Fighting
Is that like the
Force.
one where you like run around? You like the little dude with the blue hair? What
no,
was
that
one?
was Dragon Quest.
Yeah, Dragon Quest. I remember I would rent that game and have no fucking clue what I was doing and just like erase people's saves and just fuck up and like never get anywhere.
Yeah.
That one was cool. I remember. Oh damn!
Dude, 64 was such a great system.
There was we had.
I would
so
like to
much
say
for
it was probably Nintendo's best system until the Switch. Like,
I
there's nothing
agree.
wrong with the GameCube, or like necessarily
Luigi's
the
Mansion and then what?
But
you
like,
know?
Wind Waker.
Oh yeah, Wind Waker.
Wind Waker was good. Twilight Princess better, but
Yeah.
that
I've
was
heard
more Wii. It came out and more people played that on Wii than GameCube.
Did you get Master Quest?
I've played Master Quest.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually own a copy of Master's Quest. For basically, technically I do because the Ocarina of Time 3D has Master Quest.
Oh, okay. For the 3DS.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Dom.
Yeah. What about you?
I've been over here thinking the whole time.
I know. He kind of threw me on the spot. I'm like, damn.
That was a hell of a pull.
Yeah. That was a really good one.
And I honestly, I don't know my answers to that because when you go back, when I go back in my gaming history, we had...
Because didn't you start with the PS1?
No, we started with Super Nintendo.
Okay.
And my game on there would have been Mortal Kombat. Because I always beat my dad's ass using what's his face?
Raiden?
No, Quan Chi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the dude that can transform into everybody else.
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
I figured out all his combos to transform and would whoop my dad's ass in it. He said that's the first time that he saw me as a gamer, and it just grew from there.
I have a problem.
Yeah.
which by the way, me and Blake talked about this last week, but we're definitely going to have your dad on an episode.
Yeah, we need to have your dad.
That would be cool.
I think he would have some awesome stories to tell.
He
About like all of us
does.
growing up and stuff, you know, like the time he DDT'd us like
Right.
in the yard and
Told Blake,
Yeah.
I want to talk about when we went to New York for our senior trip. And I think it'd be cool to have him there for that, to have the chaperone side of things.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the video games. It's hard for me to say what my favorites are. I have, like you guys did, the eras. So
I just remember when you had a PS1 or whatever, you were really good at that Tekken game.
Tekken was the shit.
Tekken was another one that I got good at.
Dude,
I got out of the fighting games real quick though when I found Silk Road online.
I remember that.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I played that for 9 years straight.
Dude, if you didn't have a fucking snowboard, you weren't shit.
Yeah, I played that 9 years straight, man.
Counter-Strike.
I'm sorry, I just mixed that up. You said Silk Road. I'm thinking of Maple Story. Maple Story is where you got the little surfboards and beat people up with it.
Huh?
Maple Story is a different online game. That's the one where you got the snowboards.
Oh, well, okay. I'm familiar with Maple Story, but you could get a snowboard in Silk Road for when they did a holiday special.
See.
Oh.
So you're not off. They also had reindeer and all kinds of shit that you could ride in it.
Let him pull another one. See what he gets.
I'm pulling this one.
Let's see, though. I could finish off with saying that if we were going in eras, it would go for me from not really an era, but from what game was my main. Silk Road to next big main was Elder Scrolls Online. Thanks to Blake.
I remember that.
I played that for 5 years, and now Warframe, I've been playing it since it came out, so that's probably 7 years.
Wow.
So I that's kind of where my gaming lies, is I play one game for a very long time, and yet I have hundreds of other games that I'll download and delete, that I'll play at different times. So it's hard for me to answer exactly, but
yeah,
I would say the longer ones the ones that I play longer would probably be my favorites, I guess.
Dragon Age.
Oh, you guys want to hear a deep cut game on PS2 had a lot of secret deep cuts.
Yeah.
I've only met one other person who knew what it was, and Micah, he fucking loved it too. This game called Psychonauts.
Oh, dude. They remade it?
Yeah. Yeah. They're making a second one too.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I think I'm
not a fan of the game, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Psychonauts. I remember you playing that.
Yeah,
my dude Cameron, that's his shit.
Yeah, that's a good game.
That's his shit.
Yeah. Dark Cloud.
I remember Dark Cloud.
I didn't get far at all.
They did like a TV series or something?
No.
Yeah, a movie or TV series.
I sucked at it, but I had fun playing it.
Yeah. Dude, they make pop figures and stuff of it now.
Huh,
like it got its popularity back out of nowhere.
That's crazy. Shadow of the Colossus is another one.
Well,
they remade that.
Yeah, I played the remake. Derek bought it and got stuck somewhere, and I'm like, can I borrow it yet?
Same people that did Demon Souls.
Okay.
Yeah. Blue Point.
Then he'd probably like Demon Souls then if you like Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, the who remade it. Same people who remade it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Why do I always pick the ones you write? So this one says NWO or DX.
Oh, there you go.
It's DX for me. But like
Hulk Hogan.
NWO.
Hulk Hogan.
For life.
Like
I'm throwing in on this one because I do have an opinion from my wrestling days, and it would be DX.
Oh.
Also, I watched wrestling from like age like 9 or 10 to like 12. I was kind of pretty much out of it by 13, 14. So I didn't see NWO. That wasn't.
You see, I didn't either. Obviously I've gone back and seen stuff. And yes, Hulk Hogan, fucking like Razor Ramon.
Yeah.
Like they're great. But
Razor was awesome.
And I didn't get to see early DX.
Yeah.
But I got to see them come back.
Yeah.
But before they came back, Shawn Michaels was already one of my favorite wrestlers.
I like Shawn Michaels as a worker.
But dude,
he's great.
they came back and just the whole Vince loves cocks thing, like that entire section.
See, for me, like looking at it, watching the Outcasts originally when it was Scott Hall and Kevin Nash or Razor Ramon and Diesel. Doing their thing, and then they become NWO with Hulk Hogan. It was originally supposed to be Sting, but Sting didn't want to do it. Or Ric Flair.
Wasn't the damn guy involved?
Farouk? Yeah, eventually. That's when WCW started to go down like that, but it's when everybody was in NWO. Yeah. But that original thing right there, the way that they did it, they would hijack the shows, create stuff like that. DX was formed to do the exact same thing, and it was just WWF's version of it. And
but without DX, we wouldn't have to suck it.
No, there were pluses and minuses of each one, but
dude, and their entrance was sweet.
Whose?
DX's.
Oh,
take over the screen, all the green lights.
I will say though, No, I was gonna say NWO had the better music, but
Hulk Hogan though.
Yeah, Hulk Hogan though.
Is
He's
that
not-
the Wolfpack?
no, that's the regular NWO. Wolfpack is the rap one that don't turn your back on the Wolfpack.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Might end up in a body bag. Yeah,
Did they
that
do
whole
this?
thing. Yeah, Too Sweet.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
brought that
Wait,
back.
but was that
Yeah, it was
was that
Bullet Club.
NWO?
That
or
was
it-
NWO.
Okay.
Yeah, they would all hold it
Hulk
up.
Hogan,
and do
bitch.
that.
yeah.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and Hulk
Hulk
Hogan's
Hogan.
not canceled anymore, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
he's
Poor
a-
Hulk Hogan.
he's
Do you
a
guys see
odd
that
guy.
sex tape?
No.
Yeah.
Wait. What?
Hulk Hogan had a sex tape like 8 years ago or something.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No,
Pretty fire, man.
Did he run wild?
It was really funny.
Hulkamania.
Because like afterwards he's like getting dressed and he's like, oh, I can't believe I ate like a pig before this. He was like all bloated and shit.
Listen,
He banged some radio host wife. Like they had an open relationship, but I don't know who set up the hidden camera and leaked it. And yeah, definitely check it out though if you got the spare time.
that's not the part.
That's
of
okay.
getting
Hogan
canceled.
puts
I
it
was
down.
referencing. but
Yeah, I know. I was
Like,
just speaking of Hulk Hogan and things he did.
yeah.
All I think of is Booker T. When Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
But
I remember
then I
Booker
think
T
about
said,
Booker T working at Calcutta Giant Eagle. You know,
Booker T on his podcast was talking about
He has a
how
podcast.
Tyson. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
actually pretty good. He
It
talks
is.
about boxing and MMA and shit. Sometimes he doesn't know a whole lot. You can tell he was pissed about Tyson Fury beating Deontay Wilder. And the dude was like, I don't know, Tyson Fury, da da da. And he's like, man, he too ugly to be champion. I'm like, dude, it's not fucking W. Because he's a tall, flobby, fucking
Yeah.
goofy looking white dude. But
I like-
he's
I
the
love
best
Booker
boxer
T.
right now.
I do want to interject though. I saw Bobby Lashley as finally the champion.
yeah, gross.
Like, but still, all the time he's put into WWE, it's about time.
Okay, on that standpoint, yes, it
'Cause-
is about time.
'cause, dude,
Wait, didn't
he-
he get a personality by putting on a headband?
Oh, something
An
like
impact,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
And he's just
He's still really bad at promos. He goes,
Dude,
"Hey,
but he's
I'm going
one
to beat
athletic
you."
dude.
Yeah,
Like,
for being a big man, I think
Dude.
he's what 275.
yeah,
something
it's
like that.
about time they
He's-
gave him a title,
yeah.
a good title.
I think it's good that they have MVP as his mouthpiece because he sucks
yeah.
at talking. He's
yeah.
garbage at talking. But that whole Hurt business that they have, that's
I
pretty
don't know
cool.
much about it. I don't really watch or follow.
I haven't
just see
followed it. I've just same thing. I've
whatever
seen
gets
clips
posted
and
on
stuff.
Instagram.
He beat the Miz for it.
I mean, that's not that big of a feat.
Yeah, no,
It's just the Miz.
Miz was the transitional champ for that. But anyway, I got one here. Best wings you've ever had.
Dude,
wing.
what the fuck? I feel like you're like,
They're always the ones that you write.
Yeah. Well, I
Where
wrote
are
a lot.
mine?
I
Luann's
wrote a
house
lot of
thoughts.
them.
End of
Luann's house
discussion
thoughts.
for me. Yeah, I'm obsessed with chicken wings, man.
What about you, AJ?
Best wings I've ever had.
Flavor.
Flavor.
Yeah.
MVP's Kickin' Cajun Ranch.
Ooh. Okay.
Where's MVP again?
Right next to Chrome.
Well, the church now.
Yeah.
You know the
okay,
stage is
yeah.
still in there.
Is it? That's awesome. Me, probably either Luann's. I think I got the hot garlic there.
Yeah,
Or MVP. Probably
MVP has good wings for sure. Yeah,
Dude,
I
I
just
just
like-
25
I like,
cents on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
same with Tuesdays and Thursdays at Luann's. Well, when you could still dine in, they're in PA.
If
But
you tell
it's-
about your girlfriend
dude,
that
it's
works
like
there.
it's like it's like way out of the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I know
hole in the
where-
wall bar. Like I never see people that I know in there, and that's why I like it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
That's right. I went there.
Now everybody knows. Fuck.
I went there a few times
Hey.
with my parents, like back in the day. But then Trent used to always tell me on Saturdays they had these tacos, like for $1, and they were super good
Yeah,
tacos.
I think they still do. I haven't been in, but I think they still
so
do that.
me and Caitlin go to get these tacos. Actually, Ariel was with us too. Me, Caitlin, and Ariel. We go to get these tacos, and they're like, they come to wait on us. They're like, just so you know, we're out of our tacos. So we left and went to Steak and Shake.
Aaron has a girlfriend that works there.
No, I don't. She's fucking dude. Like, okay,
Well, so first of all, there's no
Sean's
Steak and
girlfriend.
Shakes left in PA.
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yep, they closed them all.
Wow.
Yeah, no, the chick that so like
Sean's girlfriend.
she puts
scary.
her
Put
hands
you
all
away.
over me and like says very inappropriate sexual innuendos at me like every fucking time I
Tell
go
them the hot
there. And
ball
I'm
story.
clearly
Yeah.
she's just like she's very weird. she gives me. I mean, I'm not like I don't feel physically.
She gives
threatened.
you the creeps.
I don't mind like putting up with it for like 5 seconds, and then she doesn't bother me every time. But yeah, like she'll come up and like start touching me, like, "Oh, Spiky,
where's this
don't
at?
hurt my hand."
Luann's.
Yeah,
She gives him the creeps.
I think she's just really socially awkward.
Do you remember my dude I told you at Subway that we're eventually going to talk about?
Yeah.
He used to work there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll tell you about him off the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into him.
Interesting.
So,
That's where we're at already? Man, we're at an hour and a half already.
I like how Blake's like,
Are we?
I'll tell you off the air. Blake's like, I'll tell you off the air, but he's like, tell the whole ball story. Tell about Luke. It's just like, oh fuck.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I guess I didn't think
Well, it's
about
just because
that.
we want to save this content. It's not that we don't want to talk about it. We're
Right.
just saving this
Oh, I
content.
got you. I got you. Yeah.
It's going to be a future
Yeah.
episode.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah, March 20th.
Yeah, let's
about
get
sign
back to
off.
that.
Yeah, March 20th. I'm releasing a split with the Voice of God from Dayton, and my band is called Nervous Aggression. You can find the live stream event somewhere. I ran out of invites like the night I made the fucking event. Just invited everybody on my friends list in a row, pretty much. And yeah, so
Live video will go around.
Live video. It'll be probably around 8 p.m. on Saturday the 20th. And yeah, just keep an eye out for it. It's really our best material, and in my opinion, it's the best Voice of God material. So if you like homegrown Ohio hardcore punk, you know, fucking, this is some good shit. I
Got an
promise
upcoming
you.
tape
Yeah, that's
Listen.
split.
what I'm talking
cassette tape.
about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
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 It'll be
Talking
on
about
tape.
show.
It'll be on tape, but like most people find it on Bandcamp. Our Bandcamp's just nervousaggression.bandcamp.com. That's it.
Yeah.
Listen, we're not
At
done
Nervous
yet.
Aggression on Instagram and Nervous Aggression on Facebook. So
Yeah.
We're not done yet.
Not yet.
He said Bandcamp,
Yeah.
but a different type of Bandcamp.
oh shit.
You know, so
Bandcamp
he was
story.
at Bandcamp with us, so it's only fair if he gets to tell a Bandcamp
We'll
story.
finish up with this.
Okay, so my senior year of band, I didn't really want to be there, but
which
like,
means we weren't there.
you guys weren't there,
Yeah.
yeah. And my mom and Blake like guilted me because I quit my junior year because they were like, I didn't want to be in band anymore to begin with, like since middle school. Like middle school, it gave me something to do, but then like going into ninth grade, I'm like, dude, I do not want to dress up and like march and shit like that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
I understand.
and my mom and Blake and Mike Palmer, and
Yeah.
fucking Palmer's mom, they're all like, oh, come on, you just gotta get band camp one time. You'll fall in love with it after band camp. I fucking hated band camp. And, you know, I had some good times, don't get me wrong. Like, and I'm looking back on it, I'm glad I did it. You know what I mean? It taught me a lot about music that I wasn't aware I was learning at the time. Like, you know, just how to play with other people and what
Mr.
tempo
C was the
is. And
shit,
like, you
too.
just
Yeah.
develop an ear for music, even if you're not trying to pay attention like I was.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and then my freshman year, and then I'm like, okay, I did it. I did the marching season. Concert season wasn't bad, but like I'm done. I don't want to be in band anymore. Well, now it's your big bubby's last year. You got to be there for his senior year. And I'm like, fuck, okay. So sophomore year, I do band camp, marching band, all that shit. I'm like, cool. Blake graduated. I'm done. And they would like get on my ass about staying in band. Like I just refused. I did not go my
Yeah.
junior year, and they would never leave me alone about it. So finally I was like, fuck it. A big part of it was my girlfriend at the time was a cheerleader, and I was bored while she was at cheerleading practice. So I'm like, fuck it. It'll give me something to do. And wound up doing band again. So Mr. Zachary was the
Yeah.
guy, and I liked him. I don't think he liked me very much. I liked him all right, but like he just didn't. Like we're just two different personality types. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm a little ornery. He's a little, listen to me, damn it. You know what I mean? So,
What would you say Mr. C was?
he made you fucking respect him.
Was he listen to me, damn it, or listen to me or you
Oh,
die?
you big dumb chooch.
Yeah.
He commanded, you know, I think part of Mr. Zachary was like my age now. You know, he's just a younger dude. So
Yeah.
it's like, and Mr. C he'd been doing it for 100 years. Just, you know, I don't know. We fucking spent like all this time on drill. Like most of our band camp was just doing drill with
Yeah.
Mr. Zachary. And it's like, anyway, I remember one morning I was just like fucking half wanting to get kicked out because I didn't have any cigarettes. I used to smoke cigarettes at the time. I didn't have any fucking cigarettes. I was just like bored and hot and sweaty and not able to sleep. And like I just was acting how I normally acted in school, which was like, I'm not here mentally. I'm gonna bullshit with these people, and if you want to kick me out of class, go ahead. I'll go home. But that's what I'm doing. If you want me to stay here, this is what I'm doing. So I was pretty much doing that, and I talk like I normally do. Oh, fucking this and that, no, you know. And I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but I'm like talking to other people. I'm like not taking this shit seriously. And he like, we're doing like our stretches or whatever, and I'm like, ugh. And he like pulls me. He's like, Aaron, come here or whatever the fuck. And like I go over, and he like, he's like doing the stretches, and he's like facing away, but he like screams, "Oh, I'm tired of hearing your mouth swearing." And I was just like. And we went back, and I just went back to doing what I was doing the rest of the time. He didn't say shit to me the rest of the time, like the rest of band camp. So one time at band camp, I got yelled at by Mr. Zachary.
Well, you got yelled at pretty good by Mr. C.
Yeah, I got yelled at.
Your freshman year.
Yeah.
He like tore you.
Yeah.
Tore
So,
into you pretty good.
You not wanting to be there, did you ever get caught to Wiggle-O?
Huh?
Did you ever get asked to do the Wiggle-O?
If I did, I didn't do it. It's something I would not do. No,
it sounds like you don't even
literally
remember
can't make
it.
me do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh man,
Ain't happening.
We had fun there, I guess.
Well, that's it. The other thing too with Mr. Zachary, like all that shit got cut out. Like all that goofy gay shit got cut out.
Really?
Which I didn't hate.
Wow.
Man.
But it also like
Sleep
everyone else
Jays.
liked it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Sleep Jays. I hated singing the Frosted Flake song.
I never did. And then fucking what's his name with all schnoz fucking would ruin it every time. You remember?
I don't. I don't even remember the Frosted Flakes song.
He's a nice guy, I'm sure. I never talked to him. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just remember he had a fucking honker. That's all I remember, dude.
Oh well. Well, on that note, we're these guys right here, and you can check out everything that you need to check out on our website at tgrhpodcast.com, as well as just find us on social medias at tgrhpodcast.com. You can find me on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram at Sir Andrew Waddle. You can find Blake on Facebook because he doesn't have anything else still.
Powerbomb.
Yeah, Powerbomb Records is
New
on
Powerbomb
Instagram,
Records as
but
well.
That's it.
Just nervous aggression pretty much everywhere except Twitter and like Tumblr. Is Tumblr still a thing?
I don't know.
Doesn't
My
matter. Probably
yearbook.
not.
Yeah.
My yearbook.
MySpace.
Where real Chads go to meet women.
Yeah.
My
MySpace.
yearbook.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
You on Tinder?
Not anymore.
So that's us. That's where to find us. As always, can you want to just do it? You can do it.
Yeah, you can find me at Froboy on most platforms, or I'm _Froboy. It's facebook.com/Froboy, twitter.com/I'm _Froboy, and twitch.tv/I'm _Froboy.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me
So
on, fellas.
yeah, dude. Nice having you.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
I almost
great.
forgot, so I want to throw this in at the end. But I got my Gracie Baja shirt on.
Yeah.
I actually compete next Saturday in Fallensby. If anybody listening actually wants to go watch that, it's just hit me up and I'll let you know where it's at because I don't remember. But it's in Fallensby. Our whole team's going. We're rolling in pretty deep with these red shirts on.
You guys gonna run in
Coach
Cobra
Col-
Kai, Cobra Kai, Cobra Kai. Coming and doing that.
There actually is this like Gracie Baja thing that Gabe told us about once, but no, we don't do that.
Oh, you should.
Yeah. But yeah, you can check that out. And then next week, my dude Cody will actually be on the show with us too. And we're going to be talking a good bit about jiu-jitsu and stuff.
So that'll be a good one.
So yeah, that's it.
All
Peace.
right.
Later.